It's a Heidel minicast. And now, Scott Clark.
Today's Heidelcast comes from a volume edited by Darrell L. Bach and Stanley N. Gundry is the series editor. It's one of the Three Views volumes. This one's Three Views on the Millennium and Beyond. It features essays by Craig Blazing on premillennialism, Ken Gentry on postmillennialism, and my friend, my professor, former colleague, Robert B. Strimple on amillennialism. And the passage I want to read for you, at least a little bit for this episode, comes from Bob Strimple's response to Kenneth Gentry's postmillennialism. The title is An Amillennial Response to Kenneth L. Gentry Jr. And this was published, as I say, by Zondervan in 1999, I believe. And Bob begins with some opening remarks about the sort of generally characterizing Gentry's essay, and then immediately becomes quite interesting. He says, Mr. Gentry espouses a particular form of postmillennialism, namely theonomic postmillennialism, the contemporary theology known as Theonomy, also Christian Reconstructionism or Dominion theology, raises its own difficulties with regard to biblical exegesis, theology, and ethics. But since the distinctives of theonomic postmillennialism are not emphasized in Gentry's essay, they will not be addressed in this response. One contention, however, must be challenged, that the Westminster Standards endorse the theonomic outlook, which he makes in a footnote. Gentry makes in footnote 24 in his essay. Theonomy insists that all the Mosaic judicial laws, along with the particular penalties for their transgression, including capital punishment not only for murder, but also for such crimes as adultery, homosexual acts, blasphemy, and incorrigible and physical rebellion in children, continue to be binding today and should be applied by the civil government. Is that the teaching of the Westminster Confession of Faith? Chapter 19 of the Westminster Confession deals with the law of God. It makes the traditional threefold distinction of moral, ceremonial, and judicial law. After affirming that the moral law, which was given originally to Adam and later delivered on Mount Sinai in the Ten Commandments, continues to be God's perfect rule of righteousness, containing our duty toward God and other human beings. And 2, that the ceremonial laws prefigured Christ and, quote, are now abrogated under the New Testament, close quote. The confession goes on to affirm 3, with regard to the judicial laws, quoting here, to them, meaning the people of Israel, also as a body politic, he, God, gave sundry judicial laws, which expired together with the state of that people, not obliging any other now further than the general equity thereof may require. If the Heidelcast helps you, won't you help us keep it going? You can make the coffer clink by clicking on the PayPal link on the Heidel blog or by mailing a check to Heidelberg Reformation Association, 1637 East Valley Parkway, number 391, Escondido, California, 92027. As Sinclair Ferguson has noted, this statement of the Westminster Confession, quoting here, is not the natural way of expressing a theonomic view. It is certainly not the way contemporary theonomists express their position. For the confession, the governing principle is that the Mosaic judicial laws have expired, whatever else may be said to clarify their relevance. Whereas, for theonomists, the governing principle is that the Mosaic judicials have not expired, but are still in force. Christ has confirmed them, and they are all perpetually binding. That's from pages 58 and 59 of Bob Strimple's response to Gentry. Stay tuned for more.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow for more from the Heidelcast, brought to you by HeidelbergReformationAssociation.org. Don't forget, when the coin in the coffer clinks, the cost of bandwidth shrinks. Copyright Heidelberg Reformation Association. All rights reserved. This is a Heidel Media production.